the time of the day up to make sure that we're getting the best possible results. Win-loss ratio, average win, average loss, average dollars per trade. We need to definitely know that. We want to know our longest winning streak, longest losing streak. They're some of the things we need to know because that's going to help us with our confidence. Maximum drawdown, how much money are we going to potentially risk in a really bad run? The best power of quitting method. So what do we trade? Do we trade one winner and done? Do we trade and take, if we get two winners, we're finished. If we have two losers, we're done. We want to find out what the best way to trade the market we're trading is. Is it better for us to go, say, trade and take, say, for example, a situation where we trade just an hour or 2 hours and then we have a losing circuit breaker? So what's the best method for us to do it, to trade with? Because obviously we don't want to get into a situation where we have multiple losing trades. We don't want to have that because that's going to chip away at our confidence. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. So how many of you are currently or have traded a power of quitting method? So, and what was that method? Has anybody used and I'm going to elaborate a little bit more when we go through next week and we go through our spreadsheet, because we're going to be looking at the data I've used. Actually, we'll do a little bit of it on Thursday. So if you can, make sure you jump into Thursday's session because I'll be going through the trades and the power of quitting there. So what power of quitting means is just basically you're putting a circuit breaker or a limit as to how much trading you're going to do. And your limit can either be losing trades or winning trades or a combination of both. So you can say, right, well, I'm going to trade, and as soon as I have one winner, I'm finished. So one winner and done, one winner and finished. You could say, if I hit two winning trades, I'm done. You might have, okay, Karen, I've recorded it, so I'll make sure that gets put up for you tomorrow. Sorry to hear about that. So you might go 3 winning trades, but you might also work a circuit breaker where you have one loser. So if you have a losing trade, you're finished. If you have 2 losing trades, you're finished. 3 losers. And what you'll find is that you'll find it interesting to see how each of these, what we call power of quitting strategies, actually impacts on the profitability of the system. So I'll take you through some of the analysis I've done on the DAX on Thursday, and we'll have a look at exactly how each of those power of quitting strategies affected the outcome of the performance. Because what was surprising to me was that two of the actual strategies were clearly the most profitable, and one of them was just a waste of time, which I was surprised about, and that was the one winner, one loser and done. That actually ended up being negative on an account that pulled over 1,000 points, so that was almost a complete surprise. So you've got to be very careful about the way you tackle your power of quitting strategy, your method of stopping trading. So we don't really want to trade the full session without a circuit breaker. We've got to make sure we protect, because there will be days when you're trading that the trades will go against you, and you'll get multiple losers, and we need to protect ourselves psychologically against that. So the best day to trade, we spoke about that, the most profitable strategy. With the V2, we've got a number of strategies. We want to making sure that we're trading the most profitable strategy in the market we're trading. Now, what market or time frame? Decide how much you're prepared to risk per trade. Should not be more than 5%. Now, the reason why we've got the money management game going at the moment is because we're going to start to look at how much risk we're prepared to take. And the reason why we're testing 3 accounts is so we can actually have a bit of fun, but also look at the serious side of applying risk management to our trading. So we're going to start with one market only when we do our testing. There's plenty of time to expand to other markets, other strategies, but we're going to focus in. So over the next couple of days, I want you to think about the markets you're going to look to trade, and and really lock that down as a specific market you want to test. We want to scan the market and select different time frames. So obviously, I'll talk to you individually about that. We'll look to see if the market is choppy and noisy at specific times. So you'll find that the smaller the time frame, sometimes the noisier and choppier the market gets. So if you're trading, say, a 55 tick or a time chart, you'll find it gets a little bit noisy if you lower the time frame or the tick chart down. The higher the time frame, the higher the tick chart or range chart, usually the less noise you have. Just see how many trades generally set up in a 2 hour period. You don't want to be taking too many trades. 2 to 5 is ideal, and you want to start your back testing. You need at least 100 trades. That's a pretty good data sample size. 150 is great, but 100 is a good sample size, and we want to get a sample from the 3 different market classes. So we need to sample our trades from when the market is bullish, and I can go through and give you some examples of that when we do go through and look at the spreadsheet. So we want to look at when the market's bullish, when it's bearish, and when it's obviously trading within a bit of a range, or it's going through a period of consolidation. So they're the 3 market classes we need to test for our system to make sure that we've got consistency across the board and that we don't just optimize. So one of the key things when we do our back testing, we don't want to cheat. So what we mean by cheating is just try to keep the charts to the hard left side of the so don't look forward of the charts. Try to make sure that you just scroll through bar by bar, so you make decisions based on what you're seeing on the chart rather than what you're seeing or what you know has happened 5, 10, 15 bars ahead. So you've got to go bar by bar. Don't look ahead. Use a good spreadsheet, and we want to make sure we don't get overconfident. So what we're going to do on Thursday is we'll go through a practical example of doing some testing on our spreadsheet. So we'll do that Thursday, where we've just come to the end of our session here. So I'll do a little bit of a recap on Thursday, and I'll take you through how it is that we actually physically go through and test. So we're going to do that and spend a bit of time going through the spreadsheets. So that'll be Thursday. We'll also look at logging some of our trend trade setups. So for those of you who are trading crude, I'll kind of start you off on that. And I'll also discuss and show you some examples of looking at the different market classes. So bullish, bearish, and that period of consolidation, that we need to test as well. And when we're going through, we need to just look at a couple of things like the news. We need to look at how much range and volume we had for the day, and we also just want to get a little bit of a feel for the time of the day of trading, just making sure that we're getting the best out of our potential back testing. So traders, do we have any questions before I wrap it up there? Anything we want to cover? Anything you want me to cover before we finish for the session? Now, before we start our back testing, what we're going to do is I'm going to just chat to each of you just to make sure that we are trading the market that's going to suit our trading style. So we'll have a little bit of a conversation about what it is you want to trade, what time frame, and really it's about kind of starting out testing a market and a time frame that we're going to be comfortable with. So we'll need to have a conversation about that before you get underway, and that way you're not wasting any time testing or looking at markets that you potentially may not trade or look at as you move forward. So that's about it for tonight. Any questions before I go? So there's a little bit of homework coming out, obviously, but I'm sure you anticipated that, and that's going to wrap it up for me. Just let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer those now. Dave, you can pick your system. So you can pick the Renko and test. You can pick the V2. We'll have a chat about which one you want to go with initially. And the great thing is you can pick whatever strategy you want to run with, and it's all about getting something that you're comfortable with. I know you're comfortable with the Renko, so that's great. Um, and once we know you're trading that, I'll be using that in the room more often as well. So I'll be doing some live runs in the room just to get everybody back into the rhythm of that. Because remember that the reason why we have uh, 3 or 4 different strategies is that we're not all going to want to trade the same market or the same strategy. So we want to make sure that we've got something that's there for everybody, something that fits your style. So that's why we have these options. And the beauty about it is that once you master one strategy or system, you can then say, right, well, I've got that system and strategy mastered. I want to add a little bit of diversification, which you'll see in the money management. And when you see that different markets and different systems improve your profitability, then you'll just be building up your knowledge and your skill base as you go along. So we just start with one system, one strategy. Don't make it too complex. Make it nice and easy, because remember, and all the systems are very simple, very easy to learn to trade. So I'll be taking you through those. So that's it for tonight, everybody. Thank you for your time. Some good comments, good feedback. Always good to have you in the room, and I'm looking forward to the money management and obviously the back testing as well. And I will catch up with everybody this week. Hopefully, I've spoke to some of you today, some yesterday, so I'll make sure I get around everyone this week. And have a great rest of the day, and we will catch you on Wednesday tomorrow.